Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about the film He's Back. Fabian Sawatzki is making a documentary about the lives of children from a disadvantaged neighborhood. The only salvation for these children is soccer. Three boys get distracted from the filming and run off into the bushes in pursuit of a ball. There they discover Adolf Hitler in a torn military uniform. Hitler does not understand how he ended up in this place, because a second ago he was in his bunker. He tries to find out from the children where his supporters have gone, but they think he is just a local madman. Fabian calls the boys back to finish filming his movie, and Hitler leaves. The Führer is disoriented. He wanders the streets as if drunk and looks around in bewilderment at Germany, which has changed beyond recognition. Passers-by mistake him for a street performer dressed up as Hitler. The Führer asks a young mother for help, but she sprays him in the face with pepper spray and walks away. Completely disoriented, Adolf stumbles upon a newsstand, grabs a newspaper to see what year it is, and then faints. The kiosk owner picks up the Führer and drags him inside. Fabian returns to work at a private TV station, where disappointing news awaits him. But for now, he is happy and flirts with Kramer, a girl sitting in the reception area. At this time, the head of the TV station announces personnel changes. The former head of the department, Christoph Sensenbrink, is removed from his position and replaced by the ambitious and unprincipled Katja Bellini. After the meeting, Christoph is in a bad mood, so he gladly does what he has been planning to do for a long time. He fires Fabian. Even Fabian's work on his new film did not help. He was simply thrown out of the TV channel's office. The owner of a newspaper kiosk helps the Führer come to his senses, feeds him, and gives him newspapers to read. From the newspapers, Hitler learns that Germany is currently in a far from favorable position. The country is ruled by weak politicians. The people are indignant about the influx of migrants from Syria and Turkey. Unemployment and poverty are rampant. He realizes that a strong leader like himself can lift the country out of its slump. The only ones who deserve respect in Adolf's eyes are the Green Party. They fight for the environment using methods that suit the Führer. Fabian is out of work. He is desperate. He sits at home with his mother and reviews the footage shot for the film. His mother sees a man who looks like Hitler in the background. However, Fabian does not remember anyone like that being there. He rushes to search for the unknown man. Meanwhile, the kiosk owner advises Hitler to wash his clothes, which stink up the entire kiosk. The Führer goes to the dry cleaner, hands in his jacket and the rest of his uniform, and puts on modern clothes instead. When he returns to the kiosk, Fabian is already waiting for him there. He sees in the actor, who looks so much like the real Hitler, an opportunity to make a new brilliant film. He offers the Führer a ride around the country, where Adolf will talk to ordinary people, and Fabian will film and edit it all into a movie.
Hitler agrees.
For him, it is an opportunity to learn more about the problems of ordinary people and understand how to turn them to his advantage. To make the new film, Fabian borrows money from his mother and takes her car. He and Hitler set off on a journey through Germany. Fabian is amazed at how much the actor has gotten into the role. He sees this as an advantage for himself and his film, while Hitler is increasingly more perplexed about where his country is headed. On television, there are only programs for the perplexed. The streets are full of migrants, and everyone he talks to complains about the poor quality of life in Germany. While Fabian was interviewing the dog owner and asking to rent one of the dogs, Adolf was playing with a puppy. However, the puppy did not like him and bit the Führer. Hitler grabs his pistol and shoots the dog. This is caught on camera. Fabian and Hitler have to leave in a hurry. On the way, Fabian runs out of money. He calls his boss to ask for cash for a new story, but his boss pretended that the connection had been lost. Then he and Hitler decided to earn some money on their own. Fabian remembered that before becoming a dictator, Adolf loved to draw. They stopped in the square of a small town and offered to draw portraits of passers-by for money. Many agree, but Hitler is not very good at drawing. Despite this, most of the passers-by are willing to pay for his eccentric appearance. So Fabian and the Führer managed to earn enough money to continue filming. While Fabian Sawatzki and Adolf Hitler were traveling around the country, almost everyone enjoyed having their picture taken with the Führer and telling him about their problems. Only one person expressed an opinion different from the majority. He believes that the actor dressed up as Hitler in the central square of modern Germany was an insult to all Germans. However, the wave had been launched, and videos featuring the Führer were gaining millions of views, but he pretends that the connection has been lost. Then, he and Hitler decide to earn some extra money on their own. Fabian recalls that before becoming a dictator, Adolf loved to draw. They stop in the square of a small town and offer to draw portraits of passers-by for money. Many agree, but Hitler is not very good at drawing. Despite this, most of the passers-by are willing to pay for his eccentric appearance. So Fabian and the Führer managed to earn enough money to continue filming. While Fabian Sawatzki and Adolf Hitler were traveling around the country, almost everyone enjoyed having their picture taken with the Führer and telling him about their problems. Only one person expressed an opinion different from the majority. He believes that the actor dressed up as Hitler in the central square in modern Germany was an insult to all Germans. However, the wave had been launched, and videos featuring the Führer were gaining millions of views on the internet. With this, Sawatzki went to his boss, Christoph, who was not eager to present Hitler to his superiors, but the Führer himself came to the meeting. There, he impressed Katja Bellini, who decided to put him on the most popular evening show. Christoph saw this as an opportunity to remove Katja from her position as director. He instructs the comedians to write jokes that are offensive to Jews and other segments of the population, which Hitler will have to deliver live on air. But when the Führer arrives at the television station and is given the floor, he refuses to read the text from the sheet. He waits silently for a long time, then launches into a speech about Germany's problems and the inability of the weak government to solve them. He inspires the people, and Katja Bellini comes out on top. Despite the protests of the show's host, Hitler is put on the air more and more often. He appears on various television programs, where he is mistaken for a slightly crazy actor. However, the public loves the Führer because he talks to them about things that others are silent about. Fabian Sawatzki is reinstated at work thanks to the fact that he found Hitler. But for now, he is only hired as a coffee delivery boy, with the promise that he'll be promoted as soon as a suitable position becomes available. Fabian starts dating Kramer, and she even invites him to her place. She introduces Sawatzki to her Satanist friends and her mentally ill grandmother. Meanwhile,
На
Hitler
связи краткий
discovers the
капитан.
internet.
Сегодня я
There he
расскажу вам о
sees how
фильме «Он
bloggers
снова
praise
здесь».
him and write laudatory comments about him. The Führer takes to the streets
Фабиан
again to
Савацки
find
снимает
supporters.
документальный фильм о
He
жизни
talks
ребятишек
to
из
radical
неблагополучного
youth,
района.
visits
Единственное
clubs where
спасение таких
National
детей —
Democrats
футбол.
gather
Трое мальчишек
and
отвлекаются от
berates the
съемок и
head of
убегают
the
за мячом в
National
кусты. Тут они
Democratic Party
обнаруживают
branch for
Адольфа
his
Гитлера
weakness.
в порванной военной
Christoph
форме. Гитлер
continues
не
his
понимает, как
attempts to
очутился в этом
remove
месте,
Katja
ведь
Bellini
секунду
from her
назад он был
position.
в своем
He
бункере. Он
files an
пытается узнать у
anonymous
ребятишек, куда
complaint with the
подевались его
prosecutor's
сторонники, но те
office.
думают, что это
The
просто местный
prosecutor visits
сумасшедший.
Bellini's
Фабиан зовет
office.
мальчишек обратно, чтобы
However,
доснять свой фильм,
he
а
simply
Гитлер
praises
уходит.
her show.
Фюрер
He
дезориентирован.
says
Он
how
будто
much he
пьяный
liked the
бродит по
Führer
улицам и,
and
недоумевая,
leaves.
оглядывает
After
изменившуюся до
that,
неузнаваемости
Kramer
Германию.
informs
Прохожие
Christoph that
принимают
the
его за
TV
уличного
channel has
артиста,
to pay the bill for
загримировавшегося
the
под
killed
Гитлера.
dog.
Фюрер просит помощи
That's
у
how he
молодой мамы,
finds
но
out
та
that the
разряжает
Führer
ему в
shot
лицо
the
газовый
dog.
баллончик и
And there
уходит.
is a recording of him doing it. But Christoph decides to use this opportunity to get rid
Совершенно
of both
потерявший
Hitler
ориентацию,
and
Адольф
Bellini.
натыкается на газетный
The Führer
киоск,
is
хватает
invited
газету,
to
чтобы
another
посмотреть,
show,
какой сейчас
where the
год, а
host
затем
plays
падает
the
в
very
обморок.
same
Фюрера
video with
подбирает
the
владелец
killed
киоска
dog.
и затаскивает
The
внутрь.
audience
Фабиан
is
возвращается на
outraged.
работу в редакцию
They are
частного
not ready
телеканала,
to
где его
forgive
ждут
even
неутешительные
such a
новости. Но
charismatic
пока он
actor for
доволен и
killing an
флиртует с
innocent
Крёмайер,
animal.
девушкой, сидящей в
Christoph
приемной.
gets
В
what
это
he
время
wants.
глава телеканала
He is
объявляет о кадровых
promoted, and
перестановках.
Katja
Бывшего
is
главу
fired.
отдела, Кристофа
Hitler has to
Сенсенбринка,
hide out
смещают
at
в
Fabian's
должности, а на его
apartment.
место ставят
There,
амбициозную
the
и
Führer
беспринципную
writes his
Катю
book,
Беллини.
and
После
Fabian
совещания
plans
Кристоф
to
был
make
не
a
в
movie
духе,
based
а
on
потому
it.
он с
He
удовольствием сделал
approaches
то, что
Katja
давно
Bellini with
собирался
the
сделать.
idea of
Уволил
making a
Фабиана.
movie,
Даже наработки
and she
Фабиана по его
agrees to
новому
work with
фильму
the
не
Führer.
помогли. Его просто
Adolf's
выбросили из
book about
офиса
his
телеканала.
adventures in
Владелец
modern
газетного
Germany
киоска помогает
is in
фюреру
demand.
прийти в себя, кормит
Hitler
его и
becomes
дает почитать
popular
газеты.
again.
Из газет
He
Гитлер
even
узнает, что
recruits a
Германия
team of
сейчас находится
bodyguards.
далеко не в лучшем
Meanwhile,
положении. Страной
the
управляют
TV
слабые
channel run
политики.
by
Народ
Christoph
негодует
loses
от засилия
ratings.
мигрантов из Сирии
Without
и Турции.
Hitler,
Процветает
no one wants
безработица
to
и
watch the
бедность.
shows
Он
on this
понимает,
channel.
что такой сильный правитель,
Christoph
такой
doesn't
как
know
он
how
сам,
to get out of
может
this
поднять страну с
situation.
колен. Единственный,
So
кто
he goes
заслуживает
to
уважения в
Sawatzki.
глазах Адольфа, это
Fabian is
партия
already
зеленых.
in
Они
full
борются
swing
за
filming a
экологию
movie
теми
about
методами,
Hitler.
которые устраивает
He
фюрер.
himself is played
Фабиан
by an
остался без
actor
работы,
in a
он в
silicone
отчаянии.
mask.
Он сидит дома у мамы
There
и
is
пересматривает
also an
отснятые
actor
для
playing
фильма материалы.
Christoph.
Его мама видит на
Christoph
заднем плане
offers
человека,
Fabian a
похожего на
partnership.
Гитлера. Однако
He
Фабиан
wants
не
to
помнит, чтобы
promote
такой был
Sawatzki's
там на
film.
самом деле. Он бросается
However,
на поиски
filming has
неизвестного.
reached
Тем
an
временем
impasse.
владелец киоска советует
Fabian
Гитлеру
needs to
постирать
shoot
свою
a
одежду,
scene
от
where
которой
Hitler
провонял
appears
весь
in the
киоск.
modern
Фюрер
world.
отправляется в
But the
химчистку,
Führer
сдает
himself
китель и
doesn't
остальную
remember
форму,
this.
а взамен
Then
надевает современные
Sawatzki looks
шмотки.
up old
Когда он
records
возвращается к
and
киоску, тут
sees
его
how the
уже поджидает
courtyard
Фабиан.
fills with
Он видит в
fog
актере,
before the
который так
Führer's
похож на
appearance.
реального Гитлера, возможность
Fabian
снять
realizes
новый
that all
гениальный
this
фильм.
time
Он
he
предлагает
has been
фюреру
driving
прокатиться
the
с ним по
real
стране,
Hitler
где
around
Адольф будет
Germany,
разговаривать с
who was
простыми людьми, а
transported
Фабиан
here
все
from
это
his
снимет
bunker.
и смонтирует фильм.
Sawatzki
Гитлер
rushes to the
соглашается. Для
hospital
него
where
это
the
возможность
Führer was
больше
taken
узнать о
after
проблемах
being
обычных
beaten
людей
by
и понять, как
neo-Nazis.
обернуть их в
But
свою пользу.
he has
Чтобы
already
снять новый
been
фильм,
discharged.
Фабиан занял у матери
He tells
денег и
Kate
взял ее
Bellini that
машину.
Adolf
На ней
is
он
the
вместе
real
с
one,
Гитлером и
but
уезжает в
she turns
путешествие
him
по
over to
Германии.
the
Фабиан
orderlies
поражается,
and
насколько
has him
этот актер
committed
вжился
to
в
a
роль.
mental
Он видит в
hospital.
этом преимущество
She
для
does
себя и
not
своего
want the
фильма.
truth to
А
come
Гитлер
out.
все больше недоумевает,
However,
куда
the
катится
ending
его
of the
страна.
film
По
about
телевизору
Hitler turned
сплошные
out
передачи для
differently.
недоумков.
In
На
it,
улицах куча мигрантов,
Sawatzki
а любой, с
exposed
кем
the
бы он ни
Führer,
заговорил,
took him
жалуется
to
на
the
плохое
roof
качество
and
жизни в
shot him.
Германии. Пока
But
Фабиан брал
Hitler
интервью у
appeared
владельца
there
собак
again.
и просил дать
He
одну
convinced
собачку
the
в аренду,
movie
Адольф игрался
Sawatzki
с
that all the
пёселем. Однако
atrocities that
пёселю он не
happened during his
понравился,
reign
за
were
что тот
because the
укусил фюрера.
tyrant Adolf
Гитлер же выхватил
lives in each
пистолет
of
и
them.
пристрелил собаку.
And Fabian will never get rid of his inner Hitler, even though he shot the real
Это
one.
попало на камеру.
The movie got
Фабиану и
its share
Гитлеру
of
пришлось
fame.
спешно
It is
уезжать. По пути у
praised
Фабиана
Hitler
заканчиваются
is
деньги.
loved again.
Он звонит своему боссу,
And
чтобы
Katja
попросить
Bellini
наличности на новый
regained her
сюжет.
former
Но тот
position.
притворяется, что пропала
She
связь.
and
Тогда
the
они с
Führer
Гитлером
travel
решают
around
подзаработать
modern Germany in
самостоятельно.
a car,
Фабиан вспоминает, что
while
до того,
Fabian
как стать
Sawatzki
диктатором,
will
Адольф
spend the
любил
rest of his
рисовать.
days
Они
in a
останавливаются
mental
на площади
hospital.
небольшого городка и
That's all
предлагают
for
прохожим
today.
нарисовать их портрет за
Subscribe,
деньги.
and
Многие
like if you
соглашаются,
want
но
more
рисовать у
videos like
Гитлера
this.
получается не очень.